Hello everyone, welcome to Daily Current Affairs Analysis brought to you by Shankar IAS Academy. Today we will be seeing the current affairs for the date of 9th of October. So before we start, please subscribe to our channel for regular updates. And we have exciting news for our UPSC aspirants. Shankar IAS Academy is coming with pre-storming. These are UPSC prelims test series for the prelims which will be held in the year 2026. So batch 2 starts on 16th of October. Please call this number for further details, and also you can scan the QR code. The QR code will be visible in the PDF given in the description box. So we'll see the topics for discussion. So first one is the oil spill. We'll seeing the impacts of oil spill and the remediation methods and the role of Indian Coast Guard. Second one is the model code of conduct. We will see who enforces it, the legal and certain features about it. Third one is regarding the crimes against children. We will see about the NCRB data. And fourth one is regarding double rainbows. We'll see how rainbows are formed and double rainbows, the features of it. And fifth one is the prelims focus. These are the short notes topic which will be helpful for both prelims as well as mains. So we'll start today's discussion with the topic of oil spill. So it's in news because various large-scale exercises were conducted to demonstrate the oil spill response capabilities of the Indian Coast Guard. At the 10th edition of National Level Pollution Response Exercise on the coast of Chennai. So in the upcoming slides, we will see why it is Indian Coast Guard, and it was held alongside the 27th National Oil Spill Disaster Contingency Plan. So this is also important, and we will also see about it in the upcoming slides. So we'll see about what is meant by oil spill. So an oil spill is the release of liquid petroleum hydrocarbons. So it includes crude oil or refined oil products into the marine or coastal environments due to human activity. So causes are two. The first is accidental causes. So it can be due to tanker mishaps, that is oil tanker mishaps. It can be due to oil drilling accidents. Third one, it can be also due to pipeline bursts, etc. So operational causes includes dumping of oil by the ships itself or industrial discharges, etc. So these are the causes. So we'll see about the impacts. The first one is on the marine and coastal ecosystem. So when there is an oil spill, a blanket of oil will be floating above the water. Since oil has less density than water, the oil will be floating and it will cover as a blanket. So thus there will be a blockade of sunlight, and also oxygen dissolving will be reduced because of this oil. So this will lead to destruction of corals, the death of coral ecosystems, of planktons, of fishes, etc. And also it will lead to uh, bioaccumulation. So it's an important word. You should in a important term in environment and ecology. So we need to know difference between bioaccumulation and magnification. Sorry. So please check about bioaccumulation and biomagnification. So statements can be asked directly in prelims regarding their definition and their difference. So next is regarding the impact on wildlife. For example, this contamination will also lead to poisoning of wildlife species such as tortoises, other marine ecosystems, marine species, and also birds, etc. And also certain cases like birds have a natural insulation of feathers. Due to this oil coating, they might this natural insulation might get removed. So next impact is on economy. The fisheries and even the people based on coastal areas will be affected because of this oil spills. Also, the tourism gets affected. Next is regarding the health issues with the humans. Consumption of this poisonous or the or marine food which is affected by this oil spill will lead to respiratory and skin diseases on humans. So we will see the response and remediation measures for oil spill. First is the mechanical methods. So mechanical methods like broom or the skimmers are used, which collects and removes the oil spills. Also, the synthetic scrubbers or natural straws are used to absorb the oils and remove it. Second is using chemical and biological methods. So the chemical dispersants are sprayed on the oils. These dispersants will break the oils into smaller particles and thus lead to natural degradation of it. Second is biological methods. This is an important one. An important term associated with this, bioremediation. Please check about it. That's also an important topic which can be asked in prelims, and in fact it was even asked in prelims. Check about bioremediation, and previously we also talked about bioaccumulation and biomagnification. Check about these things. Third one is manual cleanup. Manual cleanup means trained personnel are directly involved in cleaning up of this oil spills. And fourth one is in situ burning. That is, in certain cases the oil is they just burn the oil which is floating on the water. These are examples of controlled burning. I mean, we need to ensure that this effect doesn't spill off. That is, this burning is done in a controlled manner. And examples of oil spill in India, recent examples include the 2025 Kerala oil spill, and previously also we had in 2017 oil spill in Chennai in Ennore. So these are the recent examples in India. So we'll see about the international conventions on oil spill management. First is the MARPOL Convention, that is the International Convention for Prevention of Pollution from Ships. This is a comprehensive convention administered by the International Maritime Organization. So second one is the OPRC. This is the International Convention on Oil Pollution Preparedness, Response and Cooperation. This is also administered by the International Maritime Organization. It deals with at the time of oil spill, how the countries or international organizations can come together and work solving this. Third one is the London Convention, that is the Convention on the Prevention of Marine Pollution by Dumping of Waste and Other Matters. That it deals with the waste dumping. So we will see the national framework. So this is important. The Indian Coast Guard functions as a nodal agency for oil spill response and management in India. Important point. This can be asked as a direct statement in prelims, and this is how we linked with the first initial slides. Why Indian Coast Guard is involved. Second is its role is defined under the National Oil Spill Disaster Contingency Plan. This is also important and can also be asked in mains as well as prelims. So we will see about this National Oil Spill Disaster Contingency Plan. So it's India's national framework for preparedness and response to oil spills in its maritime zones. It was formulated by the Indian Coast Guard and is first formulated in 1993 and has been periodically updated to incorporate global best practices. So important points, please take note of it. You can quote them in mains. So we'll see about the key features. First thing, it defines the roles and responsibilities of stakeholders. Second, it specifies response levels based on spill magnitude. So there are basically three tiers: Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3. Tier 1 means the local in-house measures are sufficient to tackle the spill. Tier 2 means something a larger area, regional or national cooperation is required. Tier 3 is of a greater magnitude where international cooperation may be required for managing this spill. So it also maintains response equipment, inventory and regional coordination centers, and it mandates mock exercises at ports and refinery. This is important, and this is why this exercise is being conducted. So we will see the recent initiative under it. So now we are using satellite based monitoring and GIS tools. So this is also, you can quote it as an example of application of satellites. Next is development of bioremediation techniques for shoreline cleanup, important science and technology term, and also related to environment and ecology. Third is integration of digital reporting and early warning systems. This also you can link in with AI, you can do and machine learning, etc. Now we'll see a prelims practice question regarding it. It's a prelims PYQ which was asked. Recently, oil zapper was in news. What it is? So it's an eco-friendly technology for remediation of oil sludges and oil spills. One important aspect in solving such questions is, for example, if you know that first statement is itself seems to be right, don't jump and mark option A as right in OMR. In any questions, whether it will be maybe GS or CSET or even any other exams based on objective questions, just because the first statement seems to be right, don't jump and mark it as correct in OMR. Rather, check all the statements. When you are sure that all the other statements are incorrect, then only mark A as correct one. So the second statement is the latest technology developed for undersea oil exploration, or this is incorrect. This is a genetically engineered high biofuel yielding maize variety. No, this is also incorrect. It is the latest technology to control accidentally caused flames from oil wells. This is also incorrect. For example, in this case, if this option D was mentioned as first one, there are high chances that students might mark option this statement as correct without reading this statement if it was mentioned in the end. So take it as a thumb rule, whether it is GS or CSAT or any exam, objective based exam, if you feel that option A is the correct one, just reading the first line, ensure that you read all other statements and you are conclusive that all other statements are incorrect, then only mark option A as correct. Don't directly jump in marking option A as correct only by reading only that statement. So for this, the correct answer will be option A. Yes, this is the right answer. So with this, oil spills, they can be linked in various topics. For example, they can even link it with GS to international organizations where collective efforts and cooperation is required. In GS3, of course, environment is there, disaster management also can be linked to it. Even in GS4, you can be asked questions based on case studies. Like there's an oil spill occurred in your area, you are a district magistrate, for example. How will you respond? What are the stakeholders you need to consider? How the priorities you need to consider, etc. So that's it for this topic. Now we'll move on to the next topic. In this article, we will be seeing about the model code of conduct. So the dates for elections in Bihar has been announced, and the model code of conduct has been come into force. So we'll see about the MCC now. So the first aspect is MCC is a set of guidelines issued by the Election Commission of India. This is important to regulate the conduct of political parties and candidates during elections. So it ensures free and fair elections by maintaining a level playing field among all political parties. So its legal status. This is very important. This can be asked as a direct statement in prelims point of view. So it's not a legally binding and it's not a law. And also the MCC does not have a statutory backing. So still how the EC, that is Election Commission, enforces it is based on this powers under the Article 324 of the Constitution, the RPA Act of 1951, and the relevant provisions of BNS and BNSS. So in these ways, the ECI enforces it, and this is very, very important. This can be asked as a direct statement in prelims. So next aspect is when it comes into force. So the MCC comes into effect from the date of election schedule. So for example, in Bihar, since the schedule has been announced, so the MCC has come into the is enforced from now. I mean, from the date the schedule was announced, and it remains in force till the completion of election process. Very, very important. This also can be asked as a direct statement in prelims. Apart from this, also do check when the opinion polls can be announced. Like various news channels will be announcing the opinion polls. For example, in Bihar, the elections will be held in two phases. So when the opinion polls can be announced, whether after completing a first phase, can the opinion polls can be announced, or only after completion of two phases, both the phases, can the opinion polls can be announced. This is also an important part which we need to know. So please check it. So we will see about the provisions of the MCC. There are many provisions, so we will see about the key provisions in it. First one is regarding the general conduct of the political parties. This is the important one. So the first thing is, so this is A, that is option A, general conduct. So first thing is they have to maintain high degree of morality, and they should ensure that they don't indulge in hate speeches and all. They have to ensure that they don't canvass votes based on religion, caste, etc. Second thing is regarding meetings. The meetings, political parties should give prior information to the local authorities about the meetings, time, venue, etc., so that the proper arrangements can be made. The main thing is to ensure that the meetings are smooth. There is no issue arising out of it. Third one is regarding the processions. This is also the political parties or the candidates need to inform the local authorities well in advance about their possessions which they might the rallies which they might be taking out. The main thing is to ensure that they don't clash with other political parties' rallies, and this is to ensure that the law and order is maintained. So, important aspect is regarding the polling date and even the 48 hours before it. So, first is the campaign should end 48 hours before the election date. That's the important thing. So, that 48 hours is also known as the silent period. In that period, no canvassing or campaign should be done. So, this is to ensure that the people get a break of 2 days to so that they can choose a right political party or a candidate to vote. And apart from that, on the political day, polling day, also there are certain rules to be followed. Only regular authorized persons are allowed into the polling booths, and within 100 meters, also their canvassing and all should not be done. This is an important thing. So, main aspect is regarding the party in power. This is to ensure that political party in power does not misuse its position with benefiting it in the election process. So the party in power cannot use the government machinery to propagate its party, and also the new schemes or policies which can be used to canvass the people or change a people's mindset in their favor should not be announced. And even if they are announced, like they need a certain things which need to be announced, they need a prior approval of ECI. And another aspect is regarding the election manifestos. This is the important guidelines which has been released by the ECI based on the Supreme Court judgment. The main aspect is the manifesto should be realistic. It should not be based on populistic measures, and there should be an angle of financial sustainability. For example, in the Bihar elections, if I'm contesting it, I cannot make a. There is a population of Bihar is approximately 14 crore. So I cannot make a promise that if I get elected, I will deposit 1 crore into accounts of every people. So that's 14 crore people into 1 crore. So I cannot make such promises because it's not financially sustainable or even feasible. If I'm making such manifestos or promises, I should be able to tell the ECI the rationale behind it and the possible political financial sources from which I will be able to generate such amount. So these are the key provisions of the MCC. So you can expect a direct statement-based question as we see in previous slides regarding it in prelims. Also in mains, you can expect a question regarding the effectiveness of MCC. So recently in previous elections, there were certain issues which was being raised. So you can be asked about the effectiveness. Also, they can link it with whether this MCC should have a statutory backing or not. So these are the possible ways in which you can get a question from it. Now we will see a prelims practice question. The question is which refers to the model code of conduct. Consider the following statements. The first statement is MCC comes into force from the date the election commission announces the election schedule. Yes, this is correct. The MCC has statutory backing under the Representation of People's Act 1951. This is incorrect. Now directly don't jump into marking option A as the right one. They are asking the incorrect statements. This is where many students will make a mistake. In exam, you will be solving 100 questions in the stressful and the time constrained environment. There are high chances that you might miss it. So always I will suggest that even before reading this statement, check whether I are asking incorrect or correct statements. If this incorrect one, highlight it. Then read the statements. Then again read whether they are asking incorrect or correct. So this will ensure that you are reading the keyword twice, and it will reduce the chances that you are making a mistake. So for this question, they are asking the incorrect statement. So the answer will be option B, 2 only. So that's it for this topic. Now we will move on to the next topic. In this topic, we will see about the crimes against children. So this is regarding the NCRB data, that is National Crime Records Bureau data of 2023. This NCRB is an important topic which can be directly asked in prelims. So we'll get back to this topic. The NCRB data shows that there is a sharpest rise in crimes against children in 3 states, namely Assam, Rajasthan, and Kerala. And there has been a national increase of approximately 25% each. That is comparative when comparing with the average of 2018 to 22 with 2023. So we will see here this is the map depicting the percentage increase in the number of cases, crimes against, especially the cases related to the crimes against children. There are three states, that is Rajasthan, Assam, and Kerala, accounting for the highest rise. And there are also other states, and there are also states where there is decline in cases. For a prelims perspective, if you link this with geography, we are supposed to know the states. We are supposed to know the states and the state capitals. So they can ask like minimum number of states you need to go from. For example, Shimla to Itanagar. So they might ask what is the minimum number of states which a person needs to go, including these two states, or from Gangtok to Panaji. Also, they can even ask through which states the Tropic of Cancer passes, or through which states to the Indian Standard Time passes. So these are the possible ways in which directly from the political map of India, questions can be asked, especially in prelims with regard to geography. So we'll see this topic. So we'll see the state-wise trends. So first one is regarding the Assam. So there has been an increase of 100%. So the previous was about 5,100 cases. Now there is about 10,000 cases reported in 2023. So one thing to remember from CSAT point of view is, if they say 100% increase, that means it's double. So when we say it's 200% increase, it's thrice. So in exam, in a hurry or in the stressful situation, we might make a blunder. For example, if they say 200% increase, we might solve it as into 2. So that's a blunder which we might do. So please keep in mind, 200% increase means thrice. So we'll get back to this. So the main reason for increase in cases in Assam is crackdown on child marriage. So the cases under the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act rose from about 150 previously to about 5,267 in 2023. So of this, these child marriages cases account for about 52% of the total cases. So this is a graph depicting it. So this graph you can draw it in the mains exam. Of the total number of cases regarding the crimes against children, child marriages in Assam accounted for 51%. That is, half of the cases is regarding child marriage itself. Now we will see about Rajasthan. So there has been increase in about 70%. So earlier it used to be around 6,200 cases. Now it's about greater than 10,500 cases. So there are two main drivers. The first one is the shift in classification. Though child rape cases are now registered under the POSCO Act, that is Prevention of Children from Sexual Offences Act, instead of this IPC sections. So this reflects both better classification and also may be the possible reason for rise in actual offences. The second reason is regarding the kidnapping and abducting cases. There has been a sharp spike. About 54% of total cases is regarding kidnapping or abducting cases. So about 30 in Rajasthan, of the total cases, about 34% is regarding the POSCO Act, and 54% accounts for kidnapping or abducting type of cases out of the total crimes against children. So for Assam, it was a major contributor was child marriage. In Rajasthan, POSCO Act contributes about cases under POSCO Act is about 34%, and kidnapping and abducting accounts for about 54%. So we will see about Kerala. In Kerala also there has been increase about more than 100%. So approximately 106%. Again, it's almost twice, from 2,800 to greater than 5,900 in 2023. The primary reason is surge in POSCO cases, mainly due to both better categorization and better reporting. So POSCO cases in Kerala account for about 72% of the total cases regarding child crimes. So what is the key insight? First thing is, rise in reported cases does not mean higher incidence of crime. It may also reflect because of improved reporting, awareness, and classification of offences. So what are the key takeaways from this report? That is both positive and negatives. So positive is there is better reporting, there is a better transparency, there is better police accountability, and also there is increased people's awareness about these issues. And what are the negatives? There's still higher incidence of the such crimes. There is institutional institutions need to be strengthened. Still, there is data ambiguity. We don't know the rise in numbers are due to because of higher incidence or because of due to higher reporting. So that data ambiguity needs to be clear. We need more detailed analysis. So in this, with regard to this topic, we might expect a mains question in uh, civil services exams. Now we'll see a mains practice question. The increasing number of crimes against children in India reflect both better reporting mechanisms and persistent systemic failures. Discuss the underlying causes and suggest measures to strengthen child protection and justice delivery. So it's for 15 marks to 50 words. So they have asked there are two parts to the question. The first is discuss the underlying causes, and we have to suggest the measures to strengthen child protection and justice delivery. So you can give a short intro regarding this NCRB data itself and say that there has been about approximately 25% rise in the cases. Then you can directly address the main demand of the question. So first demand is we have to discuss the underlying causes. So what are the reasons? You can talk about the social reasons like poverty, gender, etc. Second is institutional gaps in police as well as judicial systems. You can talk about delay in justice. You can also talk about not not reporting of crimes because social stigma, etc. and all. And in measures, you can talk about increased awareness among people, community participation, strengthening the judicial systems. You can mention about establishing fast track courts, etc. And then you can conclude in an optimistic way. So that's it for this topic. We'll move on to the next topic. Now we'll see about double rainbows. So what are they? They are two arcs of color decorating the sky. These two are the known as double rainbows. So the color sequence is Vibgyor. This is an easy way to remember. That is violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. So the primary rainbow is actually bright, and the color sequence is from red to violet. That is, the top part will be the red, and the bottommost part will be the violet. Whereas in the secondary rainbow, the color sequence is first thing is it is fainter, and also the color sequence is reversed. The top part will be the violet one, and the bottommost part will be the red one. Now we will see how rainbows are formed. There are actually three main phenomena associated with it. The first one is refraction of light, second one is dispersion of light, third one is internal reflection. So when the sunlight, that is which consists of the constituent colors, Vibgyor, as we seen in the previous slide, enters from air to water medium, there is refraction of light, that is bending up of light. With it, there is also dispersion of light, that is splitting up of the white light into the constituent colors, that is the Vibgyor. And within that drop, there is reflection. The light is the constituent colors are reflected back. There is an internal reflection, and again while coming out of the droplet, there is again a refraction of light. Reason is because again the medium is changed from water to air. So these three phenomena results in the formation of rainbow. So there is also we will see about the formation of double rainbows. So it occurs when sunlight reflects twice inside a raindrop. The first reflection forms a primary rainbow, and the second reflection forms the secondary rainbow, which is fainter, as well as the colors are reversed. Now there are other aspects. Now we'll see the key points. So all rainbows are technically double rainbows, but the secondary rainbow is faint to see. Its appearance depends upon the weather conditions and sunlight angle. So there are other aspects related to this. First thing is there is an important formula, that is speed of light is equal to c equal to mu lambda. That is speed of light is equal to frequency into wavelength. This frequency and wavelength are inversely related. Red light has the highest wavelength and the least frequency. Violet has the highest frequency and the least wavelength. And the reason why red light is used in as danger signals in traffic is it has the largest wavelength. Hence, it will be scattered the least. So that's the one of the reasons why red light is used in traffic signals. So these are the possible questions which can be asked in prelims. Now we'll see a practice question. It's a PYQ from UPSC PYQ of 2013. The question is: rainbow is produced when sunlight falls on drop of rain. Which of the following physical phenomena are responsible for it? The first one is dispersion, second is refraction, third is internal reflection. All three are responsible. So the answer will be option D, 1, 2, and 3. This is one way the questions can be asked. In the other way, they can mention the terms in one side and you can have a one line definition of it in the other side. We might be required to do a match the following. So this is another way in which the questions can be asked in prelims. So that's it for this topic. We'll move on to the next topic. Now we will see about prelims focus. These are the short topic notes which will be useful for both prelims as well as mains. The first one is regarding Maharishi Valmiki Jayanti. So, our Prime Minister greeted everyone on Valmiki Jayanti. So, Valmiki is revered as the Adi Kavi, or that means the first poet in the Sanskrit language, and he is the author of Ramayana. So, this can be directly asked in the question in prelims. They can ask like who is the author of Ramayana, or you can get a match the following questions like matching the authors with the works they have done. So, there are many works such as Ramayana, Mahabharata, then you have Silaparigaram, you have Manimekalai, then you have Meghaduta, then you have Abhinyana Shakuntalam, etc. So, in one side you will have these works, and one side you will have the author's name, and we have to match it. So, these are a possible way the questions can be asked in prelims. So, next is it's celebrated annually on the full moon day, that is Purnima of the Ashwini month as per the Hindu calendar. And other names of Valmiki include Balmiki, Ratnakara, Lal Beg, and Balasha. So, we'll move on to the next topic. It's regarding the Desh Ka Swasthya Parikshan. Desh means country, Swasthya means health, and Parikshan means test. It's a campaign to reimagine health through Ayurveda, reaffirming India's vision of holistic well-being for all. It's launched by the Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences, that is CCRAS. It's an apex body of the Ministry of Ayush, and its objective is to empower people with awareness of their health and encourage preventive measures, and to inspire the adoption of Ayurveda-based diet and lifestyle practices for long-term well-being. So it's implemented through CCRAS institutions, Ayurveda teaching colleges under the National Commission for Indian Systems of Medicine, that is NCISM. Then you have partner institutes under the National Ayush Mission and various state-level Ayurveda centers. So this National Ayush Mission is an important topic. So please go through it. So next is the CCRAS Swasthya Assessment Scale. It's a validator software tool designed to assess an individual health status based on classical Ayurvedic principles. Its objective is to evaluate various health parameters through a structured questionnaire grounded in ancient text, and it helps participants gain awareness of key health indicators while encouraging adherence to appropriate diet and lifestyle practices. So next is regarding 9th edition of Indian Mobile Congress. It's an important one. It's Asia's largest telecom media and technology event, and it will be inaugurated by our Prime Minister, and it's held in New Delhi. It's organized by the Department of Communications and the Cellular Operators Association of India, and which includes the delegates from Japan, Canada, UK, Russia, Ireland, and Austria. So the theme is Innovate to Transform. It focuses on 6G, quantum communications, semiconductors, optical networks, and cyber fraud prevention. These are the key topics which we need to know. They can be asked in prelims, and especially the semiconductors as well as the cyber security. These are the important topics which can be asked in mains also. The aim is to showcase the latest advancements in telecom and emerging technologies, bringing together global leaders, policymakers, industry experts, and innovators. So next one is 12th edition of World Para Athletics Championships 2025. And Sailesh Kumar soared to India's first gold medal at the World Para Athletics Championships 2025, clinching the men's high jump T63 class. This is a different classes based on the types of disability. So it was held in New Delhi, and its governance under a International Paralympic Committee. It's based in Bonn, Germany. So this is the fourth time which is hosted in Asia. The 12th edition is in New Delhi, following Doha in 2015, Dubai in 2019, and Kobe in 2024. So we will see a prelims practice question regarding to these topics. The question is match the following authors with their respective works. So it's from the ancient India, art and culture, important topic. So in left side we have the authors, in right side we have the works. So Valmiki is associated with Ramayana. Then Vedvyas is associated with Mahabharata. Kalidasa is associated with Meghaduta. And other important works of him are Abhignana Shakuntalam and Raghuvamsa. Ilango Adigal is associated with Silapadigaram, and Sartanar is associated with Manimeghale. So the correct option will be option A. So that's it for today's discussion. There are two mistakes made while speaking. The first one is the POXCO Act. So its full form is Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act. I made a mistake while saying it. The second one is regarding the under the topic of Prelims Focus, the Indian Mobile Congress is actually Department of Telecommunications, not communications. So while speaking, I made these two mistakes. Please note it down. Please take a note of it. And that's it for today's discussion. If you like the video, please give your valuable feedback and do subscribe to our channel for regular updates. Thank you and have a great day.